Now my second deck is a red deck, and it has some also proxies. Here's a card I recently took out, which is unfortunate because it's proxied. It's Traitorous Blood, and it's got Darth Vader on it. It says, "Come to the dark side, we have cookies." Wahahaha. And well, it's good times. I mean, it saved my ass in a few games. It's like, oh, you've got a giant Phyrexian Obliterator. Yoink, game. That was a good time. It's literally a stupid Mize top deck card. All right, and here is my red deck in the clear Dragon Shields. This is basically an aggro burn deck, just standard red. Good times. At the time of this recording, Avacyn Restored has technically not come out yet, but I have. Well, technically there was a pre-release, so some of my friends have Avacyn Restored cards, but I kind of just copied what one of the Avacyn Restored cards does on the internet and put it into this deck, and made it a funny proxy, so none's the wiser, even though I have none of them. Alright, first is Markov Blademaster, the heavy hitter of my deck. This really scares people. I throw Markov down, and because it's got a double strike and it gets +1/+1 counters for every time it hits. It's like, boom, it hits them, gets a +1/+1 counter, then hits them for 2, and then it gets another counter. So it's a 3/3 with double strike now, just from hitting them once. And it really ruins people's day. Also, everything in this deck is 3 and under, so it's a speed deck as well. That's Markov Blademaster. Next, Curse of the Pierced Heart. This really puts pressure on my opponent, and it's really nice for burn because they're losing a life each upkeep, and it's keeping them from like destroying my other enchantments or overbringing my creatures, because it really annoys them. That's definitely won me a whole lot of games. It's like, oh, it's my turn, untap my mana, Brimstone Volley for 3. Oh, you're at 1. Curse the Pierced Heart. I win. Alright, second curse. I've got a playset of those. Goblin Arsonist. I actually proxied this as the manager of Kaboom Test Labs, Gene. I forget his last name. But Goblin Arsonist, I only have 2 in here right now because I've realized it's not a great card. But it's in there just like as a chump blocker. It's nice because it's like, it hits me, I chump block, it's either deal 1 to you or kill one of your 1/1 creatures that does something horrible. Like, I've played this deck against my other deck and with one of my friends who doesn't have a deck or forgot his deck or something, or just wanted to pit these 2 decks against each other. And I've definitely had my Suture Priest killed by that thing. But it's good times. It's a good card, but it's not a great card. Oh yeah, Curse of the Stalked Prey. It's Tom and Jerry. Get it? My friend Alex gave me that idea. But I do like this one because, like, I do have some decent creatures that will benefit off of, its flavor text is Super Slapstick Shenanigans, as well as Goblin Arsonist is Kaboom, because that's where he works. Anyways, it's because I've got some creatures that will benefit from the +1/+1 counters. I mean, I've got Goblin Fireslinger in here, and I've just hit people with it just to get counters on it to make it more intimidating. I mean, they don't have creatures. Why would I ping them? Boom, hit them, get a +1/+1 counter. And on Markov Blademaster, it's horrible because boom, gets 2 +1/+1 counters. It's a 3/3. Boom, hit you for 3 again, get 2 more +1/+1 counters, it's a 5/5. And now I've got a 5/5 double strike just sitting there chilling. And it makes them afraid. And I've got 2 of these. Oh boy, it's terrible. Blood Crazed Neonates. Not a great card. I'm actually considering taking her out. But one of the reasons I do like her is because you throw her down. She does have to attack each turn, which is kind of annoying. But it's like, boom, a 2/1 if it gets through. Because, like, maybe I'll just, like, sweep their field by, like, burning them. Blood-Crazed Neonate goes through, and I play with the mouse again. It gets a counter and becomes a 3/2. Now it's a little bit more. Now it's a little bit less frail and a little bit more intimidating. And they're kind of focusing on it more because they do not want it to get pumped up. It takes their attention off of my other stuff, and it makes them just afraid of Blood-Crazed Neonate. Because if you kill it while it's small, it's not a big deal. But if you let it get big, then it's going to hurt you, especially with Curse of Stalked Prey, because then it's a 4/3, and then it's kind of scary. So, because if it hits again, then it'll be a 6/5. And, well, with my burn deck, you do not want me hitting you every turn with a 6/5. Next, we've got ourselves Geist Flame. 1 deals 1 damage to target creature or player. I'll either use this to activate Bloodthirst or just to kill a 1/1 that's there. It's like someone throws down a Delver, it's like, Geist Flame that Delver. Boom, it's dead. It's nice for creature removal, or if I've got like 5 mana sitting around, and they've got a 2/2, it's like Geist Flame, flashback Geist Flame, boom. I also do like the flashback because, well, you just flash it back. It's sitting in your graveyard. They play a 1/1 you do not like. It's like, I'm gonna flashback Geist Flame and kill it. It's nice because it just sits in your graveyard. Incinerate. It's nice just for a little burn, just to hurt my opponent or take out one of their more fearsome creatures. I've definitely used it to take out Delvers. Well, technically insectile abominations, because I use Geist Flame for Delvers. If I don't have a shock in my hand. Incinerate again. Oh, my land. Yeah, there's only like 17 land in here, so it's not surprising I only got it now. They're mountains and red mana. So what did I do? Mountain Dew Code Red. That's right. My friend Andrew gave me that idea, and I thought it was perfect, so I went ahead and did it. Mountain Dew Code Red. That's the perfect thing for proxied red mana. Oh, and if you play any of these colors or any of these cards, feel free to take my cards off of the links I provide and put them in your own decks. I make these for you, so if you think it's funny, then go ahead and use it. You have my permission. Alright. Curse of the Pierced Heart. I have a playset of those somewhere in here. Another mountain. That's a Markov Blademaster. Ooh, Elixir of Immortality. I actually changed this one for this deck. Elixir of Immortality is Power Thirst. Because, well, when I first showed Brondo to my friends, like, you should have done Power Thirst. And I'm like, that's a good idea, but, well, I preferred Brondo because I thought it was a little more recognizable. But then again, a lot of other people suggested Power Thirst, and eventually I just caved. So in my red deck it's Power Thirst, in my white deck it's Brondo. And I put this in there to put a little bit of my burn back in my deck, because my deck will definitely run out of steam, and well, once it does that, I'm wide open. My creatures are dead. I don't have any burn. I'm just top decking like mana. I'm just dead at this point. If I don't kill them in like 6 turns or something, my deck will just run out of steam. But if I've got Elixir, then I can put it back in there, and my deck will last a little bit longer because I can get my creatures back. I can get my burn back. I don't have the 7 cards to start off anymore, and I've got nothing to draw cards because, well, it's red. There's Faithless Looting, but that's a stupid draw card because I'd have to discard as well. So let me get some water here. And my little water bladder. Yeah, my mom went on a trip and she brought back little souvenirs, and I got this little water bottle, which is just basically a plastic bladder full of water. It is very nice, though, just to have a little water bottle by your side. Alright, so that's Elixir of Immortality. Goblin Fireslinger, I mentioned this guy. He's really nice. He's a good 1-drop. You throw him down first turn. Second turn, at the end of your turn, ping you. Or, like, they throw something really big and scary at me. It's like Chump Block. In response to blocking, I ping. He still dies, but you take 1 more. I also use him to activate Bloodthirst. Goblin Fireslinger, Mountain Dew, Vexing Devil. This is the card from Absent Restored, and I proxied it as him from the Powerpuff Girls. I thought he was a pretty vexing devil. Now this is a really mean card. It's a 1-drop, and you throw it down. Your opponent can either choose to take 4 damage or let it stay on the field, which I think are very good options considering it's a 4/3. Because A, you throw it down, it's like 2 shocks for one red. So boom, that's some serious burn right there. The creature's dead, but well, it's kind of a burn card in itself. If there was a card that dealt 4 damage to someone that was standard that cost 1, I would totally run it. But Vexing Devil kind of does that. But if they don't, then they've got a 4/3 staring them down, and throw a Fury of the Bitten on that thing, or just like smack them down. It's really destructive. Although the problem with this thing is because it's your opponent's choice, you do not want it. When you want it to be burn, it's usually a creature, and when you need it to be a creature, it's usually burn. But either way, both of those options are pretty good. I've run into situations where I am kind of counting on my opponent to be stupid and just take the damage so I can finish them off with some burn, or let me have a creature so I've got something to block with, but they just take the damage. Vexing Devil does have some flaws, but overall I still think it's a pretty damn good card. Next I've got Brimstone Volley. It's an interesting card. It's kind of like an Incinerate for 1 more, but the thing is it has Morbid. So what I usually end up doing, I'll like Geist Flame one of their creatures, like a token or something, and then just Brimstone Volley and hit them for 5, which is a lot. Or just like Chump Block with Goblin Arsonist and hit them or kill one of their creatures, and then Brimstone Volley because Goblin Arsonist died, then boom 5. Or I'll throw Goblin Arsonist at them. Or if they're stupid enough, or if they have enough life, I've got 4 mana. Boom, throw down Vexing Devil. Like, I don't like that being there. I'm going to throw it in my graveyard, and then I'm like, cool, Brimstone Volley. You take a total of 9. It's really, really mean. These guys were originally Furnace Scamps, which I did have a similar combo, but I found Furnace Scamp usually has trouble going through. So it's just nice to have that. Fury of the Bitten. It's quite a nice card because even though it makes my creatures have to attack each turn, it gives them a +2/+2. Throw that on my Blade Master, it becomes very intimidating. Throw that on my Neonate, it becomes very intimidating. Throw it on Vexing Devil, oh boy, does that thing look scary. Hell, I've thrown it on Goblin Arsonist just to provoke my opponent to kill it. Because, like, you've got a 3/3 coming at you. You're either going to Chump Block and lose a creature, or you're going to use one of your big creatures to kill it, and then I'm going to burn you, or hit you with something smaller. Or hit something smaller and kill it. Oh, also, if you've been totally confused about what burn means it just means to use, like, spells to hit your opponent. Like, this Incinerate, like, I deal 3 damage to you, that's called burning. Because usually most spells that do that involve fire, like Geist Flame or Incinerate, or Goblin Fireslingers technically counts as burn. I think Goblin Arsonist, well, its kaboom is kind of fiery, so burn. Alright, Mountain Dew, Geist Flame, do the do. Oh yeah, if I've got a shock in my hand, some stupid little thing I like to say, I tap a Mountain Dew and say, do the do, 2 to you. It's extremely ridiculous. That's my Force Curse of Pierced Heart. Mountain, I'm getting mana flooded. Ah, shock. I've proxied it with Don't Whiz on the Electric Fence from Ren and Stimpy. And the flavor text is 10,000 volts of fun. Oh, if you're wondering, Vexing Devil does not have flavor text. I couldn't find a good quote from him, so I just didn't put anything. I think it's funny. I think it's funny enough just like that. If you do think of something funny, definitely tell me. If you know some quotes from him from the Powerpuff Girls that would be funny for that, for what he does, considering I told you exactly what he does. Tell me, and I may change the card, because I still have Magic Set Editor, and I can change it. Alright, Brimstone Volley, Mountain. This may be all of it, but I'm not sure. Oh yeah, Stormblood Berserker. Remember how I kept saying I was activate Bloodthirst? That's for this guy, because it's a 2-drop. Like, one of the combos I like to do is turn 1, Goblin Fireslinger. Turn 2, ping you with Goblin Fireslinger because you took damage. Stormblood Berserker with Bloodthirst 2. What Bloodthirst is, if an opponent took any damage, then he comes in with 2+1/+1 counters. If it was Bloodthirst 1, he'd come with 1. If it was Bloodthirst 3, he came with 3, but he just had Bloodthirst 2. And he can only be blocked by 2 or more creatures, so usually by turn 2 or turn 3 is when he would get to attack. They would have like 1 creature, and it's like, oh, that's not going to do you any good. Boom, take 3. Or throw Fear of the Bitten on this guy. He's a 5/5 who you actually do want to attack each turn. So that's another big use of Fear of the Bitten. Geist Flame, Mountain, Fireslinger, Goblin Arsonist, Shock, Mountain, Vexing Devil. We're going to play set of those guys. Mountain, Fear of the Bitten, that's 2 I have. Geist Flame, that's a playset. Stormblood Berserker, that's 2. Mountain, well, that's 17. Mountain. You see how I can get mana flooded sometimes? Vexing Devil, playset of those guys. I haven't said that anymore. Before. Brimstone Volley, playset. Mountain. Curse the Stalked Prey, I only have 2. Mountain. Incinerate, I have a playset of that. Brimstone Volley, there's the 4th one. Vexing Devil. Blood Crazed Neonate, I have 2 of her, which I'm considering taking her out. 2nd Elixir, only have 2 of those. 4th Incinerate. 3rd Shock. 2nd Markov Blade Master, I've got 2 of her. Goblin Fireslinger. Shock, that's the playset. And a Mountain. Anyways, well, that's my red deck. It's supposed to be fast, and it's supposed to be aggro. My white-green deck is, well, it's a little slow, but if it gets going, then it will tear you to shreds with all the tokens I make and all the life that I gain. It's just intimidating, and, well, both of these are good in their own ways. Out of the 2 decks, I've tested them out. My white-green wins almost all of the time, because life gain is the opposite of burn. It's like, oh, I hit you for 3. Oh, I gained 3. That spell was completely wasted. I just gain life too quickly for this to keep up, because I keep myself alive, and then this thing runs out of steam, and then, well, I've got a bunch of tokens, and I just wipe the floor with me. If I'm, playing the game against myself, because I've done that just to test the decks out. Anyways, that is the 2 decks. That is the 2 decks that I own. This episode, well, this has gone on a little long, but well, this series is really not supposed to be a short thing, and it's only really a once in a while thing. If I have something really interesting to say, like my thoughts on a new set, or if I build another deck or something, I'll make another video. But I think for a long time this will be the only Magic the Gathering madness. So, well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, or this installment, or whatever the hell you want to call this. This may be a one-time thing, because I doubt I'm going to make another deck for a long time. Anyways, this is me, Thresho2, saying be cool, save often, and don't do anything I wouldn't.